Welcome to the Immersive Learning Research Network's 2021 7th Annual International Conference closing ceremony. My name is Jonathan Richter. I am lucky enough to be the president and CEO of this nonprofit organization, and I'm happy that we are all here today. We've had a month-long conference, sort of a festival. It was something we did in response to the pandemic, in response to our community following last year's conference. They resoundingly said that they would really like to have things go at a bit easier pace, and so we gave that a real try. And it's been an experiment. iLearn is always experimenting and trying new things. I think it worked pretty well in a lot of ways, and thank you for all the expert advice and input in the creation of it. We're going to get to that here in a second. Mina and Heather, if you want to go ahead and advance your respective slideshows as you will. They're the same slideshows. Thank you. So those are like sort of a number of different things that are going on. I'm going to recap kind of what happened. Those slideshows are an attempt of a recap of this month-long transcendence that we went through, this unity that we have really been engaged in and kind of got to live here on the campus with all these different community members. I first have a couple of brief words that I'm going to say, and then we'll get into the thank yous. There's a lot of people to thank. I'm going to ask if there are people from the organizing committee to come up and say some thank yous. I've written some things down in lieu of people not being here. There's no way I can remember everybody, nor did I remember everybody. I'm sorry if I don't say your name. That has no reflection on how much I have gratitude or we have gratitude, but it's a reflection of so many things happening, and well, I just ran out of a bit of time. So we're going to then talk about some opportunities and plans for iLearn 2022 and some more exciting announcements. And we'll get to that. So I'm just going to say my little piece here. So iLearn is a tax-exempt, public-focused organization that's chartered in the state of California with a mission to seek out, define, and showcase what works in immersive learning. We know that we must collectively be and become a transcendent organization where everything is simultaneously future-focused and also grounded in evidence. Together, we're co-creating a diverse, inclusive, playful learning crossroads for the metaverse. For the past month, we've seen it really coming alive like never before. We are the creators of the benevolent metaverse. We have a mission. So providing access and including different representative groups coming together to contribute their voices and ideas, their perspectives, and their expertise to this richly complex and vibrant volunteer community of learning evidence and design for meaningful teaching and learning. There's this interstitial place of diverse growing and expert practice. We have a place for research, kind of the roots of the Immersive Learning Research Network. But now with this conference, we've planted the seeds for this new knowledge tree, this place where different disciplines can understand and situate one another's expert work and grow the strong science of immersive learning with its multitude of fruits. We have a place for futurists and those who are passionate about these newest technologies and these trends in XR and immersive learning. The potential and possibilities for XR and immersive learning are always changing because of this continuously emerging future. And so we now also, in addition to the knowledge tree for the research community, we have the emerging futures lighthouse for the futurists and these and for us to scan this horizon. So with the tree and the lighthouse, we also have, as we've just launched today, our innovation gardens. And the gardens are a place of fertile soils in our wonderful innovation gardens where designers and practitioners can plant the seeds and grow their new ideas and practices for new immersive learning experiences. So having this place for us to be able to do those things and develop that audience, we think is really, really fantastic and important. So other places, we have houses, these places where those within different areas of XR application can speak the language of their expert community of practice and hone their skills. And we have these geographic chapters, also places where people living anywhere in the world can advocate and advance XR and immersive learning for their region of the world. And then we have other places on our campus. We have a cafe, we have a lounge and a supper club. We have a beach with speedboats, all on this beautiful virtual campus, thanks to our partners at Virbela. What a place for us to gather and focus this energy, this diverse community. So while we're closing what has been our 7th annual international conference, we have, you can see, built together what is really the beginning of this new immersive learning community with purposeful places of shining leadership for women and open spaces for indigenous peoples, for people of different abilities, for LGBTIQ communities, for you and you and you. And for the possibilities of XR for learning and immersive, transformational, transcendent potential. Together, we have a notion to embrace these new technologies and demonstrate their powerful capabilities for learning and co-creation. We're after highlighting what works and scaling as an inclusive community. Together, we can solve some of the world's greatest challenges within this diverse, inclusive, and playful place. And we've come a long ways in a really short period of time, just 7 years, with amazing growth, actually from the very beginning. Every single year that we've done iLearn has been completely different because we've grown so much between year to year. But here we are. We've arrived at this place with all these people contributing. We have something special. We all know it. We still have a long ways to go. The world is changing fast. It's complex, interconnected. There's new dangers. There's new possibilities. A lot of this is driven by the very technologies that we've embraced. The Immersive Learning Research Network needs you to sustain and grow. We've grown so fast in the last year, it's breathtaking. And quite frankly, the people at the very core of this are fairly exhausted because we've chased after the potential, the silver lining that educational technology suddenly found themselves in, the amazing place that iLearn found themselves in, suddenly partnered with Virbela, suddenly partnered with Educators in VR, suddenly partnered with all these learning associations, all these colleges and universities. It's taken a lot for us to be able to try to put that under the hood. We need you. We need you to volunteer your time. Sorry. We need you to volunteer your time and to invest your resources to help us to realize this emergent, inclusive vision. Volunteer for the conference organizing committee. Volunteer to host a workshop. Organize a birds of a feather session or a gathering of people together for a chat, for pie and coffee in our cafe or maybe on our Discord server. Volunteer to organize your house area of expertise or get involved and grow your regional iLearn chapter. Our state of XR and immersive learning efforts need volunteers to participate on the next expert panel. We need volunteers to grow the acorn of the knowledge tree into a working, searchable database and a circle of scholars, strong experts of diverse disciplines to tend that tree. We need volunteers out across the metaverse helping iLearn to see what's coming, document what works using AR, MR, and VR. And we need volunteers to organize together in this network place as scientists, teachers, innovators, and visionary guardians. The truth is that the future is complex, interconnected, and kind of scary, but it's full of all this potential. And if we work together, we can really create an amazing world. Thank you so much for helping co-create iLearn 2021. Submit your work for future conferences and commit to continuing your expertise and your service to transcend on and on. Thank you. But I just wanted to thank you all so much. I just wanted to reemphasize these 4 core components of iLearn. As we see them, these are the 4 components that will help us to continue to transcend. The persistent scanning that will help us to seek out these emerging XR and immersive learning, to identify and describe these new technologies and trends. The rigorous research, knowledge tree to help identify and understand what works, to correlate and make that knowledge meaningful and accessible. The agile design that is useful to cultivate our expert-driven spaces and tools that will help people to make use of these incredible immersive experiences, to design them and then perfect practices within them. And then finally, to the last thing that we want to work on is to scale that collective impact, to take it to market, to take it to the classrooms around the world and broaden our impact. But this is a year that we see the lighthouse, the tree, and the garden to come together, and we really do need your help. As you know, it's a big vision with an incredible community. But we think it's the right vision to meet this incredible future that's coming straight at us. Together, I think we can do this. So let's see. Thank yous. I'm going to switch over to my other little document here. So I want to thank everybody for helping us produce iLearn 2021. As I said, it would be great to have a list of all of the names of the people who contributed for us to display and read. There are some of those presenters, some of those key organizers on the slideshow that Heather and Mina are displaying on the left and the right. I don't have everybody represented. I don't even have all of the key people represented. I think there's like 50 people within those slides, roughly. I apologize if you're not there, but I hope that you will sense gratitude for the entire community. And after this event, I would love to personally thank you for all the work that you've done. And we definitely want to make sure that your name gets on our website, your name gets on our newsletter, and we definitely we're extremely grateful. So I'd like to invite each of the iLearn 2021 organizing committee members to just say a couple of words. If you're here, perhaps thank some or all of the volunteers who helped your part of this 7th annual conference happen. So I thought, since the awards committee, we ended with the volunteers, I thought perhaps we would start with the volunteers. Heather, did you want to say a couple of words and maybe mention a couple?
Sure. I have a list.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you.
But I'll be really quick with them. I counted, I have 10 names. First, I want to thank Amy Kuntz. If you've been listening to us give our little spiel before our live broadcast began, if you've been here on campus and hearing it, that little blurb that you've heard us say, as a reminder, it is our expectation that all participants will foster a welcoming and inclusive environment free from all forms of harassment, hostility, discrimination, and retaliation. That's from Amy, who loaned that over. And Amy was a tour de force in last year's conference, if you remember. So I knew who to go to ask for help to get that phrase. How about the person who's been in more sessions than anybody but me and John, and he's in this room, our videographer, Tony Trudell. I want to give a shout out to Tony, who's sitting in triplicate in the audience, and so cannot have a set of thanks go by without his name. We're on track for somewhere around 37 hours of video. If you haven't peeked at the iLearn YouTube channel to see the videos that Tony produces, you are missing a really great product. Please go see those videos that he's made. They are fabulous. Tony has also been a dream to work with. The duo of Julie Smithson and Karen Alexander from XR Women, who single-handedly pushed this entire campus to be a safer place for all attendees. Karen Alexander, who's probably been the volunteer who's put in more hours than anybody else. And I'd like to point out, for those of you that have forgotten, that back on May 17th, when we opened this conference, Karen was one of the first ones that threw her hands into the work whenever she saw work that needed to be done. So when we needed a session moderator, when we needed slides made, when we needed social media pumped out, Karen has been there, just putting her hands at the work constantly. Paula McDowell, quick behind Karen. It was hard to kind of pick which one I was going to mention first, but Paula McDowell, I want to point this out, as our single-handed practitioner chair. Last year we had 2 practitioner chairs. We tried to find a second person to work with Paula, but no one said they would work with her. No, I'm just kidding. That's just teasing. She actually agreed to do the job, and she took on more sessions than we had last year, and she did all the work single-handedly. And additionally, she also stepped forward when she saw work that needed to be done. She threw herself in and did it. So I wanted her specially mentioned. Also, the next 2 names come up every single iLearn conferences, and they can't not be thanked. The incredible work done by Anasol in our publishing house, the incredible work done by Daphne in leadership at the highest levels at the academic side. 2 people whose names you wouldn't actually see much because they've been part of the organizing committee, but we've held them in reserve and sort of on the side. They've been doing all of their work sort of out of the view of everybody else, and that is Amanda Kavner has been my VIP coordinator, reaching out, getting photos, bios, arranging for rehearsals on campus. So Amanda has been out there hauling it with us every single week, working for iLearn. Her name needs to be mentioned. And the other one is right here on the stage, Mina Johnson, who's been our sponsorships and partnerships director, who we purposely held separate from the organizing committee, but she has also held hours of meetings with sponsors on campus and off campus. She brought them on campus. Mina is the one person that described the way this conference would run before it even existed. Did an amazing amount of job bringing in our sponsors, and the sponsors truly do make a difference in this conference. We wouldn't be able to run this conference without sponsors. And then last but not least, I want to give a shout out for someone who I don't think is in the room, but she's also been present with us for months, which is Andy Fidel, our social media contact, has been doing our social media work for us. She's an amazing work, John. I don't know if you're going to talk about her, so I don't want to steal your thunder on that, but you should see the numbers that are coming back from social media from Andy Fidel's work. She's a joy to work with. We've been passing her materials overnight, and she gets it back out into social media. By the time John and I are up the next morning, she's in pumping it out in European time zones, so she's hitting all of our European folks first. Just a dream to work with. I would recommend Andy to anybody that wants to use her services. And it's my quick 10 list name. I want to point out 9 women, 1 man. Women are ruling the world. So
That's right. That's right.
that's my list.
Thank you, Heather. That was so great. Yes, I will be repeating a few of those things, but they are definitely worth repeating. Incredible volunteers, incredible project collaborators. Next on to the organizing committee. Daphne and Andreas, Andy, they aren't here. So I'm going to just go ahead. We want to make sure that
I think Daphne's here.
Oh, is Daphne here? Oh, she is here. Hi, Daphne. I'm so sorry. Do you want to come up?
Hi, hello, hi.
Hi. Do you want to come up on stage?
I can come up, but I have very bad internet connection, so I'm not sure if I will be able to, if you will be able to hear me.
I can hear you right now. Yeah.
Good. Hi, everybody. Hello. It was a great event. Wonderful, very good quality papers that we had this year. So thank you very much for trusting us, for submitting your work to this conference. And I hope that it was as a fruitful experience as it was for me.
Yeah, thank you, Daphne. Thank you. Yeah, and along with our academic program, I just want to make a call out, or say thank you to all of our international co-chairs. Thank you for pushing the call for papers out to all corners of the earth when people first need to find out about the call for papers. Thank you to our paper reviewers, the people who review our papers. I was really happy this year that we had people who reviewed the quality of the paper reviews, and we could then provide some awards to the people who did such great quality feedback. So thank you to those meta reviewers, the reviewers of the reviewers. Thank you also to our Conf tool, our new system for vetting papers. I think it worked pretty well, even though it was our first year through it. And then for our scientific advisory committee, I'd like to thank Lionel Morgado and Christian Goodle, and then also Mark Lee for their scientific guidance and feedback on how we can improve the network and keep things high quality. So that was great. Am I missing anything, Daphne? You can think of?
If I want to say anything more, no, I think you've got everything. The awards, the reviewers awards, it was something that it has been introduced first time last year. And I'm also very glad that we carry on this. The reviewers' work is in the hardcore of this. It's very basic for us, and we want to have more. We want to recruit more reviewers, and we rely also on people that they give extensive reviews, that they help us take decisions about the inclusion of academic papers to the conference, but also they help the authors to improve their their submissions, even the ones that they are rejected to this conference. We hope that the the reviews that they get are they give substantial and constructive feedback for them to improve their work.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And we did that last year too. So thank you for correcting me on that. That's true. And so yes, please. I wanted to say a call for volunteers to do that, because, like I said, that's so intrinsic to the high quality of the presentations and the papers that are delivered here at the conference. They're so great because of the work that these people do to help vet and make sure that we have such a high bar. So thank you. Next up, Practitioner Program with Paula McDowell. Paula, do you want to say a few words?
Sure, I can come say a few words. And let me just walk up here. I'm standing right beside you. It has been such an honor to be the practitioner chair for iLearn this year and be part of just a really transformative learning experience. Within the practitioner stream this year, we had a treasure trove of leading edge presentations around immersive technologies for learning, included K to 12. Correction, it actually also include primary and early childhood education, and all the way up to higher ed and including work-based education and other informal and lifelong learning contexts. I will say that just a great big thank you to all of our presenters who woke up early to present or who stayed up late to present and who attended other sessions and just really made the conference a great opportunity for everybody. I'm going to put a link in the chat because we are continuing and building something new out of the practitioner stream. So we're going to have, which is the K to 12 innovators that we want to really mobilize those who are working in K to 12 around the world, and to be able to connect that work and share and build momentum, and that's going to be continuing. So spread the word to other K to 12 practitioners, and if you're in higher ed, we have the CHECS group, so you can spread the word around that. And yeah, just a big round of applause and thank you to all of our practitioners for just incredible work and just such a range of leading edge presentations on immersive learning and teaching.
Awesome. Thank you, Paula. Thank you so much. Great stuff. And thank you for your volunteer work and expertise and brilliance as a practitioner chair. Really, easily the best we've had for practitioner. Next
Thank you. Well, we had great submissions this year, so it's it really helps when we have incredible practitioners to work with.
Aw, you're too humble. But yes, it was really, the practitioner stream was just absolutely stellar this year. Loved it. Next up, we had the State of XR and Immersive Learning. Maya Georgieva, I don't believe is here today, but I did want to thank Maya for her efforts. Also, Mark Lee and Emery Craig and Brian Alexander, all my co-authors with Maya, and then all of the expert panel, and we've given a number of other presentations specific to the State of XR. There's a lot of people that were involved in that. Just incredible that we could launch that during this iLearn 2021 conference. I hope all of you are taking a good look at the report, and we really see that as an ongoing product for us to be able to publish what we see as these emerging futures prior to the research being done. So a good complement to the research focus. So thank you to the State of XR and Immersive Learning effort. The next was the Student Network effort that's led by Marcos Mentzelopoulos. and he, I don't think, is here either. He's probably sleeping. Marcos has been incredibly busy with the GI-Con, the Games Immersion Conference, with students since mid-April, leading into the iLearn Fuser Game Jam that took place throughout most of the conference. And he is just doing incredible things, working with students, graduate students, doctoral students in involved in XR and immersive learning. Just this network within the network, we think is just, it's awesome. So thank you, Marcos, as well as David Bass-Clark for all of his work in this. And there's just, again, a huge number of people. So also with community engagement, Rob Terrio, his work. Thank you, Rob, for all the things that you did for welcoming people and getting the community going around iLearn early, welcome, and the work that you continue to do. So thank you. The social activities group. I want to thank Keng Shui Go, Evan, for volunteering as our social activities events chair. I also want to thank Noah Glazer for helping us with the pie and coffee events. We're going to keep doing those following the conference, I think. Amani Alkiat and Yao Huang and Antoinette Moore. And I think there's a couple of others from the social events volunteers that I did not grab prior to this, but we'll be sure to get you on our website. Thank you for helping us with the social events. It was a lot of fun doing the speed networking, doing the birds of a feather. Really see that as a potential sort of social glue that we can keep things going with. I also want to thank Cindy Zeiker and Patrick O'Shea for their work on assessment, not only in the House of Assessment, but the assessment of the conference itself, and all the work that they do. And again, Cindy Zeiker for being our House leader, along with David Bass-Clark, and then Jorge Luis Baca Acosta as our one of our lead chapter leaders, as well as Rob Terrio again for the Canadian chapter, Jorge for the Colombia chapter. Thank you for your leadership in helping us with the development of these geographic chapters. Again, Karen Alexander, thank you for your opportunity and inclusion work. Just absolutely necessary and so needed. It really landed at the perfect time, and we could have used you earlier, but thank you for coming and helping us with the 2021 conference. That was incredible, all the work that you've done. Also, the Champions for Higher Education in XR, that's David Bass-Clark again, and Maya Georgieva again, as well as Jeremy Nelson. The Champions in Higher Education in XR is an incredible addition to iLearn, powerful. The letter that was written and presented to Facebook Realities, I think had a real impact. We've talked about some other efforts, some great things. So thank you to the Czechs initiative leaders. Like Heather said, thank you to XR Women with Julie Smithson, Karen Alexander, Sophia Moshasha, and Sarah Klein. XR Women has had just an indelible and incredible impact on iLearn, how we look at things, how we do things. We're still not as good as XR Women at social marketing and other things, so we look to XR Women to continue to lead us in a number of ways. So thank you so much for being a part of our network. It's fantastic. Thank you to Anasol Peña Rios and our editor assistants, Hugo Leon Garza and Lauren Ellender, helping us with our publications, getting our conference proceedings together. the conference proceedings helps iLearn out there as a flagship for immersive learning. It's high quality research, and the presentation of that research into the publication cannot be understated. It's absolutely important to what we do. So thank you. As Heather said, thank you to Andy Fidel for her promotions. Just like I said, incredible work last year around the middle of the conference, but this year again in the conference, like I really felt on social media so much of this community reflected back through especially Twitter and on Facebook. And then thank you to Genevieve Smith-Nunes on our new Instagram account. She got that fired up, and I think that's going to be a great addition because so much of what we do is visual. So follow us on Instagram now too. Thank you, Genevieve. For the award ceremony, thank you to Heather and Paula and Daphne and Marcos. Thank you, David. But also a special thank you goes out to Jeremy Krebs for helping to prepare all of those awards, both the visual awards, and now we have fabulous 8x10 certificates that we're readying for print to mail out to each of the awardees. And Jeremy's graphic design skills were very much handy, but thank you for your patience and your time, sir. Again, thank you to Maya Georgieva for her Emerging Futures Lighthouse leadership. Thank you to Dennis Beck, Lionel Morgado, Minjuan Wang, Scott Warren, and Mark Lee for your leadership on helping us to launch the knowledge tree. And also to Siu Sun Wong, Anil Patney, Genevieve Smith-Nunes, and Maya Georgieva for helping us launch the Innovation Gardens. Thank you for your service. I also wanted to thank Tony Trudell and his crew for the video productions. You did a fabulous job. Great to talk to you a little earlier today. And then last but not least, I want to thank the people who are keeping and stewarding this organization, and that is the iLearn Board of Directors. They are doing incredible work to give us the directionality, to help us with policies and procedures, and their service is absolutely essential and incredible. So thank you to Dennis Beck, Daphne Economou, Lionel Morgado, Anasol Pena Rios, Marcos Mensalopoulos, Minjuan Wang, Mark J.W. Lee, Alexander Klippel, our newest director, Kai Arenley, and Patrick O'Shea. Thank you very much to our directors for all the work that you do. So let's see, I think, where are we? Let's see. Did the thank yous, the opportunities and plans for iLearn 2021. I mean iLearn 2022 and 23. We're hoping to actually go back face to face in some way or form. Of course, we can't make any promises under the present pandemic conditions, but we really want to do that, not only so that we can dine together and say a toast together, dance together, and share a laugh in the same physical space, but it's also, we see it really important for human health and augmented reality. From the technical side, thank goodness for augmented reality, because we can't really do the full the spectrum without being face to face in some sense. So whether that's in small regional meetups, we've also been talking about potentially going to Vienna, Austria, but that's just rumor. I'll see. We have interest forms for you a number of interest forms for you to sign up and volunteer. We really want to leverage your volunteer efforts actually this summer, because we really need to get out on our planning cycle. You'll see at the top of this slide, it says iLearn 2022 and iLearn 2023. So we're really looking to have a lot of these plans underway so that we're not exhausting our committees and our subcommittees, and we can do things in a planful, mindful, but awesome way. We're also looking, I think, this year to both grow. iLearn has to continue growing in order for us to meet the challenges and to all these incredible XR opportunities. Growth is not an option. We have to grow. But iLearn also is looking to really focus, to get our wheels under us, to make sure that the board of directors is properly trained, to make sure that the executive leadership gets compensated, to make sure that our volunteer workforce and all of these initiatives have some stability and some consistency and finances. We need to really get this working well. So look for this year to be both growth as well as some strategic slowdown in a certain sense, some focus. And so that's going to be happening. If you want to see iLearn grow in a particular area or stay working in a particular area, we suggest that you get involved. It really doesn't work without humans behind the wheel, and we really need all of you to help volunteer. We simply cannot do, prepare for this conference all year round and then just put off this high quality experience that was done from the work of quite a few people. But to be honest, we need a lot more. We need your volunteers. So please, I know you're all busy. You're all experts in these various community lenses, but we need you to give to our nonprofit effort. Otherwise, we just can't sustain. So please consider doing that. Some exciting network announcements here just before we leave. The hour's up. Our houses and our chapters. We've almost completed our new streamlining processes for chapters. We still have a number of sort of commitments in order that are necessary for these members to commit to the nonprofit mission. But we have a real simple way now for chapters to get started. If you're interested in people in your neck of the woods, your region of the world, you can easily kind of create a petition and get the basic framework for a chapter just going right away. Then once you're up and going, we can support you so that things are easy. Another thing that we're really eager to do for this next round of the State of XR is to start surveying regions around the world for how they're using XR for learning. So that's not quite solid yet, but that's something we're really working on. So if you're interested in participating in the development and execution of a survey around the world, particularly in your region of the world, let's get together and work that out. So we've got a number of people from Ecuador, Mexico, and Canada, as well as Colombia, that have been working on the beginnings of that. Houses, the houses have the opportunity this year, before the next conference, to really dig in and help us not only to develop their own specific knowledge base, their examples of what works for their area of expertise, for their area of application, but also to help us scan for what are the emerging technologies in XR and immersive learning in your particular area of application, medical education and healthcare, nature and environmental science, assessment and evaluation, the ideas house. What's happening in your zone that is relevant? And we have the State of XR Expert Panel workspace set up for you, for each house, as well as a way for you to contribute to a knowledge to your branch, as it were, of the knowledge tree. And those are all within our new website. You can go to the website there. It's beta.immersivelrn.org. This is the new website for iLearn. We've been working on this for over a year now. It has group functionality with a WordPress plugin called Ultimate Member, and that group functionality gives you knowledge. The chapters, the houses, the various initiatives, XR Women and Checks and Kicks. You all have that group functionality. So leaders, administrators, and members of these groups can communicate with one another, have initiatives, efforts, smaller groups, put things on the calendar to see what's happening within your respective group, meet up on campus, etc. And then also, like I say, the knowledge tree and the garden and the lighthouse all have their bits built into the website. So if you go to that beta.immersivelrn.org website, you'll see that it might not look like a lot. We were really trying to get sort of a minimum viable product to launch. It's almost there, to be honest. It really is. We want it to be clean and efficient, but we need your feedback, and we want you, these leaders of these initiatives and these members of the iLearn community, to give us feedback on how does this need to kind of go together, because this is kind of how the ecosystem will work with this website through these various initiatives. So finally, another thing to announce is that we are poised to begin our next State of XR and Immersive Learning phase. So to develop our report number 2, and so Maya Georgieva who's leading the Outlook report effort, will be releasing the call for expert panelists early this summer, maybe midsummer actually. And so that'll be awesome. Again, using the expert panel workspace that's built into our website, which I don't think is available right now, but it will be. If you were on the expert panel, it looks very similar to what we used last time. Penultimately, the iLearn Social Events Committee is also committed to continuing. So birds of a feather sessions, pie and coffee sessions, speed networking sessions, they're all going to, in some shape or form, continue on around the year. That'll be both on the Discord or here in the Virbela campus, that we're looking to engage our different community members. There's also game night is also something that we were looking to maybe do once in a while, or a book club. Would be. We'll just keep going. And then finally, again, just as a last word, please reach out to us. Contact iLearn through the various emails or the people that you know within the network. We want to grow your XR and immersive learning career. And we want to do that by you helping grow our network community. We really do need you. We think the world really does need you. And we're proud and so happy that we are where we are with the network, and we cannot wait to see what we do next. So thank you very much. I think that's it. It's time to transcend. That was my last slide. See you on the Virbela campus. see you on Discord, and see you across the metaverse. Yay! 3:58. That's pretty good timing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We were going to run up to the lighthouse, but I don't think we have time. Maybe after our future of XR and EDU space, after Jesse has his talk, we'll run up to the lighthouse for a selfie following his talk.
Close the live stream now. Do you mind, John?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right, this main event has finished. We're going to stick around for a few minutes and help pass Kleenex to John, but the live stream will now close. Thank you again to our videographers, Tony Cube Studios, and the YouTube audience. Go ahead and end the recording.